I'm going to welcome Dayton's own Ellen Belcher now. She's joining us tonight to acknowledge this year's runner-up for nonfiction. Now, many of you here know this, but I will tell those of you who don't. She's the editorial page editor of the Dayton Daily News, a position she's held since 2000. She's a 1979 graduate of Ohio State University, began her career at the Dayton Journal-Herald, moved to the Daily News in 1986, is the winner of many national and state awards for editorial writing. She has been an instructor at the University of Dayton. I hope you will welcome to our stage Ms. Ellen Belcher.
My table mates were taking bets on whether Nick was going to kiss me or not. I lost, and
You won.
And what I really want my table mates to do tomorrow is to go in the newsroom and say, Ellen got kissed by Clooney. When David Letterman brought Tom Friedman onto his show to talk about Hot, Flat, and Crowded, at one point in the conversation, he threw up his hands and blurted out, "We're so screwed." And what that tells me, I think that's pretty good evidence that Letterman really had read the book, because Friedman is a master at telling stories that leave you thinking we are definitely in a world of hurt. In Hot, Flat, and Crowded, the New York Times writer and 3-time Pulitzer Prize winner is unabashedly on a mission to get people to think about the future of the planet and the possibilities of democracy. If, as you read, you start feeling awfully selfish about how you live and how you consume, I think Tom would say, good. And if you can't sleep because you're now officially worried about what kind of world you're leaving to your children and your grandchildren, I think he'd say, me too. Tom couldn't be here tonight, but if he had been able to make it, I know he would be regaling us and unnerving us with all of his trademark quips and storytelling. But rest assured, I'm confident that he would leave us feeling hopeful, because hopefulness mixed with idealism is another one of Tom's trademarks. A proud optimist, he ends Hot, Flat, and Crowded by recounting a eulogy given at the environmental expert Dana Meadows' funeral. A friend, he writes, reminded the mourners that Meadows was fond of saying, "We have exactly enough time starting now." He uses that line a lot, and he has quite a few others that I also like. Green is the new red, white, and blue. Change your leaders, not your light bulbs. This is not about the whales anymore. It's about us. And finally, Mother Nature isn't fair. I think that that's not very bad for a kid from Minneapolis who took one and only one journalism class back in the 10th grade and never ever considered joining another profession. If you haven't read Hot, Flat, and Crowded, you might wonder why it's a finalist for a prize dedicated to promoting peace. Well, that's precisely the genius of the book. Yes, it's about the need and indeed the imperative for this country and the world to engage in a green revolution. But the power of the book is Friedman's ability to connect the dots, linking green energy to the spread of democracy and an explosion of education, the creation of jobs and wealth, and of course, the very conservation of the planet. Try to picture peace without democracy, without education, in a society where jobs are scarce, and where countries and people are warring over water, arable land, and clean air. As the world becomes hotter and flatter and more crowded, powering our economies and keeping the peace are inextricably linked. We'd be remiss if we didn't note that besides a celebration of peace, tonight is also a celebration of journalism and journalists. In addition to honoring Tom, we're also recognizing the powerful work of Ben Skinner, Nick Kristof, and Cheryl Wooden. The fact that they're being honored as peacemakers is a reminder of the importance of an indefatigable profession and its immensely important contributions to peace-loving societies. Please join me in honoring Tom Friedman and Hot, Flat, and Crowded.
Wonderful, Ella.